Good evening, everybody. This is the June 3rd, 2025 Edmondson's Heights Civic Association community meeting. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And we have some people who are joining us for the first time. And I want to thank you. I've probably this we have good meetings, so I think you'll like it and you'll want to come and join us again. Um, Quick note, I have a correction. I sent out an email earlier today, and it had the wrong date for the community cleanup.
Oh,
It
okay.
is not, it is not July the 21st. It is June the 21st. It's right in the newsletter. I adjusted, did some updates to the newsletter since I didn't send, I think I already said that. Since I didn't send the color copy out, I figured there's some stuff on here that's already gone. So let me just put in some new stuff. So that is that update there. The color version is always better. That's the first thing. My next thing is that invoices have already gone out for dues. Um, if you don't have an invoice or you need an invoice or you don't need an invoice, we pay the dues the same way, with the exception we have Zelle. I tried to add Cash App, but something wonky happened there. So if you see that we have an account on Cash App, don't send anything and don't send it to me. I had someone do that and I just think they sent it to me. And although it would have been very nice, because I will take 20 bucks any given day. Um, if you would like to send me a little bit of cash, my name is my name on Cash App. If you want to send it to the association to pay your dues, you can use PayPal and you can use Zelle. We still take checks, money orders. A couple people have slipped me some cash. It's going in the bank, I promise. And you will get receipts for all of your payments. The book is right here. So if you didn't get one yet, the book is right here, um, along with a lot of other stuff. Um, those are going out. So I'm really glad to have gotten that and the spring newsletter off my plate. Um, Next newsletter, who knows? We're just not gonna talk about that right now. Let's just be glad we had spring going on there. A little bit of old business. One, on May the 17th, we had the community walk. This is where the agency, national, not national, neighborhood design center, they are working with us to just kind of listen to the community with what the community wants. And as I said, we've been trying to see what everyone want, how we want the community to look. And we're doing it with our green spaces. This is funding that we have through Chesapeake Bay Trust, and it just gets to us in a couple of different ways. But Chesapeake Bay Trust is funding us. We are in our third grant year, and we don't have as much money, but we're hoping to just kind of maximize what we can. What we can do with the funding is educate the community on different things. Um, we've got, I think, coming up, invasive species, what's invasive to our gardens and our yards. And we have a master planter that's going to be visiting us. And we are hoping to give out flower seeds, which I'll come back to that. Yeah, I'll come back to that. But on May the 17th, Neighborhood Design Center, um, I will tell you honestly, I was very pessimistic and I did not think anyone was going to show up. Yes, that was me. I did not think that is and we had Miss Angela Lloyd who said, not this time. So we switch up on being pessimistic. Pessimistic Penny and optimistic Octavia is what we're gonna call them. And we had people that showed up. I'm not I don't even care how many because the number that showed up, I was surprised at that. Um I got to do the minimum basically. And I sat under a tent. So if any of you passed by on with Harwell or Forest Park and saw this kind of raggedy purple tent sitting up with me sitting under it, chasing papers because the wind was really strong that day. That wind wore me out. Um, that was what we were doing. We were doing the community walk. And we, like I said, we had people that showed up and gave their input. Um, they didn't walk the entire premises. They did what they could. They took a walk around the park and inside of the park. And feedback that we got was that, just like me, people did not know that area was there. And now that it's now that it's being mowed regularly and it looks a little bit better and you can see down in there, it's I would encourage anyone to go over, even just go and just tilt your head over and see. It's a nice little space down there. Um, but yeah, we got feedback, and that's would bring me back to the flower seeds we want to give away. I always want to give something away, and this time I wanted to give away color. So, Black Eye Susan, I think, is what we are looking to give away because we want to see them just to want to see just the yellow all through the community. Um, and I think the color makes us happy. Or maybe it's just me. No, it's not just me because someone did mention that they would also like to see more color in the neighborhood, and it does, it just brightens things up. Um, it was off the top of my head, it was people wanted to see more color and holiday lighting. Holiday lighting. Um, and there was something else that I remember. Oh, it was really good feedback in by saying if the community knows what's expected of them, us, then they can act accordingly. And so we're gonna work to try to work to be more informative or be more direct with um, what we're doing. And we definitely want feedback on how and what does everyone think. We want it to be a collaborative effort instead of um, me and Angela just kind of being the voices for the community. Um, yeah, we definitely. We know you guys have things that you want to see, but it's never the right time or place to say it or express it. Or things happen. We understand. Um, and if that's the case, we've got something for you. We will be sending out a survey. It was supposed to be. We're expecting to be able to send it out tonight. But if not, if she doesn't get it to us, we will send it out whenever she gets it to us, I guess. And it just wants your feedback. We did hear that there were people who wanted to see more events happening in the neighborhood. And I will say, we we scoffed because no, you don't. No, you don't. Um, however, in the survey, we did ask that it be put in. We just asked this yesterday. What would make you come to a community event? Because we're just gonna kind of not stop. We don't think we're stopping. We're just slowing down to give us a break, and so we don't continue to be disgruntled about community events that people don't show up to. I have learned, I think I'll say we have learned to be happy with who shows up. So if four of you show up, we'll be happy with four of you. Um, we may have to, or our plan is to just kind of scale back because we wanted to do things a little bit bigger so that everyone can see us and see that we're having a community event and that you are welcome to join us. And I would always, even when I'm out somewhere, I'll say, if you don't know anybody there and you know me, just know me. Just know me. That's perfectly fine. If you show up, you go, I won't know anybody. If you just know me, that's good. Um, we have events and we have good times. We have a good time. And um the community cleanup, yeah, the community cleanup is what I was going to bring up. We're having that again on June the 21st. And we actually did, there were just a couple of us. We had a good time. It was just, we were just learning, when we learned how to remove vines and ivy, it was a great time had by all because who would have thought? Um, and there's a tool where you get weeds out of the ground. We all had a good time with that. It does not take much for some of us to have a good time. But just a really light atmosphere, a nice day. It's really shaded. Um, if you come out, I promise you you're fine. Just come on out. And we'll have our burgers. And I think last year is when I learned what bacon jam was. I was about to call it onion jam. I learned what bacon jam was. And if I were not from the South, I would say, you people are disgusting. But I come from the home of South meat, and that's about as disgusting as chitlins. Um, but yeah, I am on the wrong. I definitely am. I think I'm on the wrong um thing here. Um, but I'm still gonna keep going because I just wrote it. But yeah, I do want to thank everybody who came out on the 17th. And there were people who came out and just talked to me, which I thought was so fun for me because in my head, I thought maybe I should just sit on the corner and let people come to me every now and then. And that's what I did, and people came to me. A lot of people stopped and asked if I was selling lemonade or hot dogs. I don't know where he got hot dogs from, but and the answer was no. I can, but the answer was no. Um, I will also segue. Jennifer, I don't see you, so I'm gonna do this one without you, which actually doesn't make sense to do. But um, it's a good segue. Residents of the 1400 block of Kirkwood have been asking on our Facebook page. And if you haven't joined our Facebook page, join our Facebook page. We keep it private, so whatever information you put out, it's private information. So people can't just come in and take advantage of us because we need something. Um, they've asked about like block parties. And I said, no way, Jose, I will not Sam I am the whole thing. I said no. And since when another person said, well, yeah, we'd be interested in something like that. And I said no. Uh, however, if it's something that the community wants to do, I'll support it, but I'm not gonna work. Um, so if that's something that it can be their block if they want it. I actually suggested that they consider using the park. Just kind of it's a nice shaded spot. It's cool down there. Um, that's what I suggested. If um if that is what the community wants, I am not going to do it. However, we do have a company that is offering to sponsor a community event. And if it's Solar Energy World. And I just spoke with the representative, and apparently this is something that they do. They want to, it's kind of advertising and how they can get people who just get together anyway. And they go, yeah, if you guys do this, we'll sponsor it and we'll cater, we'll bring music, couple things that they'll do. I think he thought he had me when he said, I said, people really aren't likely to show up. I was like, I don't know. And he said, well, do you think crabs will make them show up? And I said, you don't have me with that because I'm not from here and I'm not impressed with crabs. So I will ask them if crabs will entice them to come. Um, and today when I talked to him, he said, maybe some burgers, some
Mm.
barbecue, something like that. So the longer it takes, I think it's just going to continue to be downgraded.
Mhm.
We might be offering some Bob's Big Boys burgers or something, but I personally don't. I, I mean, if it's what the community wants, if there's someone who Beverly, yes, Beverly, not a good idea. I don't see how it would be a good idea for the block or to do it on the block, but if somebody else thinks they know better, oh no, no, it's y'all. I did say the park is really walkable. The issue with it is parking if you want to park, but it's walkable. It's walk toable from any location. I live on Barrett, so I'm on the other side, and I walk up there and I'll take the dog, and then I'll get on his back and come back. Because that second walk is a little bit longer. But
Lucretia,
yeah,
what block
if
was it?
it was Kirkwood for 1400
Okay.
Kirkwood. Yeah, that's Beverly that said no, that's not a good idea. Um, and I personally just think it's from people who just have more youthful energy than I have, and go for it. Be young, be free. Um, but yeah, I think the park is a good idea. He also said his name is Jacques Flink. Yes, and he said, we can do yard sales, we can sponsor these different things, and people have been asking about a yard sale, doing a yard sale again, and I understand from people who've been here for a long time. I understand it used to be a grand event. The last one we did was the last one because it was more work for the vendors bringing their things, for residents who were bringing things and unloading. It wasn't, the work wasn't worth what they got out of it. Again, we sat in the shade. We had a good time. It was really, yeah, we laughed. It was just a good time. Um, they got all my money. But rethinking when something doesn't work and you kind of assess it and go back to the drawing board. And my thought was that it could be done, not that we're going to do it, but it could be done like in the school parking lot, like we do the dumpster day. And people who have their vehicles can pull their vehicles into a spot and set up behind their vehicle. And the other parking lot would be a place where people can park, I think, if that works out some kind of way. Um, it could work, probably. It just any idea, it just depends on everyone else. So if someone's interested in doing the work, he actually said he just wants people to see how much they can save and maybe get a meeting with him virtual or whatever to see if he wants solar panels. That's it. Um, we have 1,000 homes, properties here. So that would be a good, they'd get their money's worth out of us. Um, if anybody's interested, I will do the connection. I think there should be a committee put together if there's interest in putting together um an event, just not me. Um, but let me know and I'll tell everybody who everybody is and you guys can meet and it'll be what you make it instead of what I don't make it. Um, yeah. So just let me know. And we were supposed to, the one who brought it up was Jennifer on the 1400 block of Baird, and she's fairly new. You can tell. She's fairly new and just full of energy and life, and just does not know that it takes a lot to make our village get together. Um, but if she can do it, she'll be our new event person, I guess. Um, we also have this Saturday. Hopefully, most people have received some sort of notification. We have rescheduled dumpster day. Um, yeah, we we decided that rain or shine, the dumpsters will be there if it's raining. The dumpsters will be there. Squeeze will be in bed. But yeah, it's rain or shine. We've got them. We yes. Um, I don't know if you saw it, but and I need to get a head count as soon as possible. We have a hauler and we're gonna pay him. He's actually going to do some hauling at the senior apartments up the street. And we're gonna take care of that. And we're also going to, if any senior dues paying members have anything that needs to be hauled, we will take care of that for you. Let us know and we'll send them your way. Um, Anybody else? I mean, you don't have to pay dues to get it, but we won't pay for it. So we just, it's kind of a give and take. You pay us, we pay for stuff for you. Anybody else, still let us know so that we can, so he can come in if he has someone that needs to come with him to help him with this, which he will. Just how much work and how much we need to be willing to pay him for his time. So um, let us know as soon as possible. I think I said you can text me at 443-934-0190. I won't answer, but you can leave a message. You can text me, and or you can respond to the email that you got this link from. We just want to gather the information. Hopefully it's something that you guys want us to do. We're just trying. We're just trying to earn your love. And we'll see if that works out, if that's something that everybody wants. If not, then we won't do it again because I'm petty like that. Um, but yes, you can come and pay your dues, save a stamp, pay your dues. You cannot pay your dues if you don't want, if you just have something to dump. We, I think there used to be a lot of pressure in the past to just, you can't dump if you don't pay your dues. That no, you can dump. Come in, dump, you pass through us. We say, hey, have you paid your dues? Do you want to pay your dues today? Then you go, no, not this time. And we go, okay, go to dumpster one. We tell you which way to go. We are accepting electronics. We're doing a different dumpster for that. So that I think that'll be more in line with what they want us to do. I think that's what they told us we could do secretly. Um, but yes, we are taking dues. Anytime you see any of us, you can give us dues. I'll say anytime you see Angela or I, you can give us dues. Um, I have a lock box, mailbox on my porch. If you want to drop it off there, let me know. I'll give you my address. Or you can just see the porch that has the box sitting on it and just put it in there. It's all good. And thank you for those who have already paid your dues. It doesn't do me any good, but thank you. It does go back, promise you, it goes back into the community. We are also, it actually goes to the next thing that I am on, which is covenant guidelines. Going in, if we have to, we're gonna probably have to take some people to court about their violations because they just don't want to hear it, or we're going to have to. I've had to pull up a couple of people's deeds to their homes to show them where it says that they are responsible for any covenants or associations associated to their property. It does not name us, but if you need to check your deed out, we are on there. Um, we are we are legal, we are mandatory, we are all the things. So pay your dues, take your vitamins, and paint your porch the right color. Um, it's porches, doors. The porches are we can't let the porches were just bad first. Now they're just gonna get out of hand. So we've gotta put a cap on that now. I'm sitting here, I got my lists and I sit here and I'm sending out letters. Considering sending out postcards, but I've got to talk to Angie and the board about that, if the expense is worth it. Um, Outside of that, and then I'll pass it to Angela. Um, Pet waste stations. We have been talking about this for so long, and there's nothing we can do. Absolutely nothing. We can't do anything about parking. We can't make anyone pull up to the next bumper. We can't make anyone um, leave a little bit of space for you to park in front of your house. We can't do any of that. Um, I can mean mug them. That's about all. I can give them the stink eye. That's it. And we can't do anything. I lost it. We can't do anything about people who are letting their dogs poop in your yards. Dogs are gonna poop, dogs are gonna pee. Trust me. Um, I've picked up enough for a lifetime. And but what I do is I put him across the sidewalk so that he doesn't go directly in your yard. I missed it a couple times, but I pick it up. There's no picking up pee, y'all. But we have, even though we've talked about it for forever, and we had a board meeting and someone said, can we just order the damn things first while we're thinking about? So we ordered the damn things. We have four pet waste stations. I guess I should have put this in the treasury report. They cost $822 for four, um, which is a good price. We are putting at least one near the park, one at the elementary school, but we think the elementary school may need to put it in themselves or get their own person to put it in. We're not sure. Um, Newfield has asked for one. And the fourth one, if we don't put it it just makes sense to put it closer to the other end of the community, which is somewhere on Harwell. So um somewhere on Harwell, which is probably on my end at Harwell and Barrett or Harwell and Claridge. If anybody has any ideas about that, I would appreciate it. We are speaking to Alicia. Okay. We are speaking to a couple of people to have them installed. Um, I have someone who said, whatever quotes you get, I'll beat it. And I went, okay, we'll see. So we could probably get them up sooner rather than later. Um, so, but either way, we're going to have to pay to get those in. We're also going to pay to have them empty. That is a job. Not, oh my God, it's a job. It's a job. There are companies where people pick up pet waste for a living. So I don't know why I'm out of a job. Now just think about it. Um, and that will cost us, that should be $35 a month for pickup once a week. I think it's once a week, so it's a good price. Um, so yeah, we just got to install them and let the school tell us what they want, and we'll have pet waste stations. We have to get them done soon because they're sitting in my living room. And I stumped my toe on one last night. It was not fun. So we're gonna get those up for you guys. And from there, I'm gonna pass it to Angie. You ready?
Yep.
Go.
Okay, so we're going to have the pet week. First, good evening to everyone. We will have the pet stations installed. Grow Home has is going to install them for us during our June 21st cleanup community day. So they will be installed, and so we just need to identify where we need to have them placed because the last time we spoke, it was two at the park, one at Newfield and one at the school. Okay, cool. So they are going to be installed and just some house cleaning for dumpster day. So during our last dumpster day, even though the dumpsters did not show, we had a couple individuals that came dragging items across the school property, and we instructed them to take it back and to not use the dumpsters at the school. So I actually spoke with the principal there, and she was highly offended and upset because someone left their property that was drug across the school property and left there because we did not have the dumpsters. So this time I employ everyone that's going to participate in dumpster day to either drive your items up there, utilize the hauler to bring your items up. We cannot leave items there anymore. So it's anything that they were bringing up to use to put into the dumpsters, their trash. I literally had to walk over to an individual that was actually opening up and utilizing their dumpsters. We can't utilize their dumpsters for our trash. So we have two trash days and one recycle. We can put it in, put it out and have them to come pick it up and not utilize the school's dumpsters, especially after school hours. And because this was the weekend, they had to actually come in and clean up or have someone to come in and clean their property up after we had the dumpster day. And because the dumpsters weren't there, that was a bad look on us. So we got a black eye for that, even though I know some of the individuals that live on that end will use the dumpsters anyway, but moving forward, that's one of our things that we're going to be instructing you guys to not use their dumpsters, especially on our dumpster day when we have dumpsters there. And because they weren't there that particular day, they didn't show up. Or they did show up, but they just weren't in our community. Um, we just don't want for our things just to be laying out, and which made a bad look because when I got there, someone had a lawnmower. There's always bikes there prior to us getting there, so we shouldn't be responsible for things that you're dumping. They should go directly into the dumpsters by you because it's your belongings. So that's just how housekeeping for that. And then the other thing is I wanted to discuss is just being neighborly when it comes to parking. We know that that is a major issue in each of our blocks. Just being courteous when multiple families are there. Not everyone's going to get an opportunity to park in front of their door. Just be kind to the next person that's coming in and parking in. I just spoke with one of the neighbors today before I got on the call that in another community behind me, they double park their cars at night. So I have never seen that on my street, but I'm just saying I just hope that we're not doing that because that could cause major problems with someone trying to get in, someone trying to get out. It's just a neighborly thing to do. Just be courteous to your neighbors that are parking. Not everyone is going to get a chance. Not that we don't want to. Everyone would love to park in front of their door. It's like our own personal space, but because it's public parking, we cannot force anyone to move once they're there. That becomes a huge problem and a huge risk for you because not everyone is on the same playing field when it comes to you possibly damaging their car, trying to get in and get out, and just parking properly. For one, because I've noticed a couple cars that are parking and they'll leave like a whole entire parking space where someone can't get in if they're working late. It's just a courtesy thing with parking. And then Jaquista mentioned that we will be doing the community cleanup like we did last year, where we were actually learning about the invasive vines and weeds that especially that grow around our park. And it was very interesting. The group that came out, group home that came out last year is coming back this year, and I hope to see more individuals come out and participate so you could learn what we're actually briefing you guys about when we're speaking about be green and how we want to increase things and the green space in our area. So we really appreciate you guys coming out, the ones that were there last year that volunteered. So we're just looking for new faces to come out just to learn what we're actually doing to build up our green spaces, our park, Newfield Triangle, and Harwell Medium. So if you guys will come out and join us there on the 21st, you'll be getting more videos on Facebook. For those that don't follow us on Facebook, I update you frequently. I did spam you guys for May the 17th because I want you guys, that was one of the things that you said to us. We want to know what you guys are doing. We want you to inform us well in advance what's going on. I know we said in our last meeting that we were rescheduling for dumpster day. So hopefully, like Jaquista mentioned, that rain or shine, just I guess play it by ear with the storms because we don't want anyone to get injured coming out trying to use a dumpster. That would be a decision for you, but just know that we are planning that. So if anything change, we will give you guys well in advance heads up for that. Just remember, please, please, whatever you do not, do not drag your things across the school property. We see people coming from blocks away with carts, trash cans. It's a sight to see. We're glad that you guys are really excited about it. And it was so many disappointed faces. I was disappointed as well. So when you guys got there and we had to redirect you to where our dumpsters were in another community. Um, but I digress. But this time we really want you guys to be there. I'll be talking to the contractor on Thursday and again on Friday just to make sure that there are no changes, and if they are, I'll give you guys advance heads up about that. We do want you guys to come out and participate with that because this is one event that we do twice a year, and everyone loves it. you guys come out, and if we have not seen you guys for anything dealing with the green space, you come out to dump. That's one thing you want to do is dump. So, but what we want you guys to do is make sure the dumpsters are there first, and then you can drag and do whatever you want and make sure that it's in there, inside of the dumpster, and it's inside of the dumpster properly. And we don't want to leave anything on the school property, because it's their community as well as it is ours. So we just want you guys to be well informed and not to use their dumpsters. That's all I had. Turning it back over to you, Shaquista.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna follow up on a couple things that you said. I think we have people who will prefer to use the school's dumpsters as we're having dumpster day because we are just so dadgum friendly. I mean, we cannot be friendly, but just to not talk to us, I mean, we're chatty, but you don't have to talk to, but it's okay to just come on through and we'll stop you and make sure that you have the things that you have. We take them and we'll lead you over to someone will help you um put your stuff in the dumpster. That's it really is. It's one of the easiest things. Just come on. It doesn't cost you anything. Um, I feel like I'm begging now. I want to beg you. But come on out and throw your things away. That's fine. Again, if you need help with something, we have a hauler, just let us know. I also think, Angie, if this is okay with you, when you said check to see if the dumpsters are there first, can we, as in you, do a video and put it on Facebook to say the dumpsters are here?
I can't do that because I did it last time. I was just letting everybody know that the dumpsters were
Okay,
not there. Because
okay,
we had so many people coming through so frequently. You guys were right behind one another because I had an individual that actually showed up before while I was setting up, and this was at 7 o'clock in the morning. She was there, so you normally would hear them drop because they're so heavy. And then when I didn't hear them, I was like, what's going on? And I
yeah,
was very, very optimistic that they were not coming past 8 o'clock because they normally dropped at 7 o'clock. And sometimes the ones that were actually dropped that day, the contractor said they dropped them at 6:50. So that meant that they come before 7 o'clock. So yeah. At 7 o'clock, they start to drop, and you guys can start rolling through around 8. And the ones that, if anyone wants to come out and assist us and volunteer, we do have ponchos for rain cover, um, and gloves. If you want to come out and participate, we just welcome you guys. And what we don't want, just a side note, what we don't want you to come and be angry with us because we have experienced some residents that come past and be extremely belligerent, and we don't want that, because it's a community event. If we gently ask you if you want to pay the dues, if you don't, um, you go straight through. It's no pressure. I mean, because that's why Jaquista actually puts it on our announcement. And we said because that's just a way of us collecting it. You may not have had the opportunity to mail it, to use all of our electronic ways of sending it into us, and because we are visible, you guys can see us, you can do it on that particular day. But some individuals have come up and been extremely belligerent to us while we're standing out there, and that's unnecessary and it's uncalled for one. Have a positive and attitude coming out. If you don't want to, just simply say I don't want to, I don't have it, and it's no problem. That's There's no pressure on us with requesting it. So I don't know if it could if we could ask one of the officers to do a drive-by, just to make sure, check on us, because sometimes
the
it gets
ones
a
on the
little.
call are off on those days, so I
I
do
don't
know
know
that.
if we could we could put a card out where they just who's ever on during that time between 8 and 12 ride past and check on us because not everybody is in that good frame of mind where it's just dumpsters. it's, it's it's
Yeah.
it's nothing
Don't
that
don't
could be I don't know. I'm not gonna say offensive, but you don't have to attack those that are out serving you in the community. That's the point I'm trying to make. So
because then it could turn into a whole different kind of event moving
yeah,
forward. Okay.
and that's
It could
something that we don't want. We really don't want that to be a negative outlook
yes.
on our community.
And also, because we actually do, we enjoy getting to meet you guys, um, and re-meet you guys and see familiar faces. And I love all of that once I'm awake. But also, if you don't want to come, June the 21st is bulk day trash. No, July 21st is bulk day trash. Bulk trash day. My bad. Bulk trash day. Also piggybacking on Angie, piggybacking on me. Um, community, anybody who's coming to the community cleanup, you might want to bring a bucket. Maybe we can get buckets because I'm picking mulberries. They'll be out. And I said last year I'll be picking mulberries. So, yep, be getting ready to make some jam. Um, also, with the issue with the parking, Granville and Forest Park, 1500 block of Forest Park and all of Granville, because it's really just one. You are the only parts of the community that have parking on both sides of the street. And you guys are just some of the hardest people. Why? No, Harwell has parking on part of Harwell has part of park on both sides. It's not that hard. You have more parking than anybody else, but you have more problems with parking than anybody else too. If you have one vehicle, that main vehicle, whoever is the head of the family, or the person who's the weakling of the family, or the disabled person of the family, don't park close to the house. Everybody else park across the street. And if you have vehicles parked over there, move those suckers every now and then so people will know that they belong to somebody and we don't have to report them as possibly abandoned. Just move them. Wipe the leaves off of them or something, because I'm getting those abandoned vehicle calls too. Um, also, whenever I get calls about who do I report abandoned vehicles or whatever kind of vehicles, um, tags, whatever. That is Officer Brenda Benz Clark. That's who I email. That's who I email. But you can also call 911. Um, they'll come or they won't. That's the thing. It's an option. If they don't have it, if somebody needs something to do and they just really want to, they'll come or they won't. But people do send the information to me. I forward it to Officer Brenda Benz Clark, and we go for it from there. We have a little system going there. Um, either way, we can put her email address in the chat. Um, don't email about no bull now. Um, she does not take care of the mowing or anything like that. We're just talking to her about disturbances that are not emergencies. And where is she? Boom, boom, boom. Yes, we have Officer McAwickie too. We don't bother her as much because her name is not as easy to spell in an email. But we love her. I have it. I have it, Officer McAwickie. So that's fine. Yeah, Forest Park and and Granville, get it together, please. I'm gonna work on some letters, sending some letters out there because it's like the easiest people make the hardest problems.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
it's
can,
bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
yeah, yeah, it's come on, y'all. Come on, man. Um, anything else that I had? Officer Brenda Benz Clark, do you have anything you want to share? Or Officer Kristen Nakawicki?
No, I do not have anything tonight, Chiquisa, and I don't think Makawiki does either.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Are you holding her hostage? You okay? Okay. Um,
The
also,
policeman, we did get the survey was emailed.
okay. We will send the survey out right after this meeting, for the design center. She did mention the double parking. I've seen double parking, and I've walked and I've gone, do I report this? And then I went, I don't see anything because that's your car. That's your car. You got insurance like that, tear it up, tear it up. But do not park on in the alleyway and block the alley on days when trash is picked up, because then you had a whole block mad at you because you don't want to get
Mhm.
up in the morning and move your car before the truck get here, and they have to bag out. They do not like bagging out. That's why they do not come back. They don't come up the other way. They don't go around. They go, okay, we'll show y'all, and y'all don't get junk picked up that day. Um, bulk trash is 3 items per household. So you might as well just come out to the dumpster day. Like I said, if you have something that you need some help with, please let us know. Uh, I can open the floor now. Anybody got anything for me? Please note that this is the last meeting until September. Y'all be done with me, and I'll be able to watch wrestling on Tuesday nights. So, anybody got anything?
Yes, you said double parking. This Officer Clark. I just want to let you guys know if you are seeing a double parking, it's best for you to call 911 because double parking in the middle of the street is almost like catchy. And one person do it, two people do it, then nobody can get out the next morning. Or that one person that did it is blocking somebody when they need to get out at 8 a.m. for work and they don't go to work till 2 in the afternoon. So call the police, please.
Okay, call the police. The police is not as petty as I am. So, call the police, double parking. Um, yeah, it's definitely, if you get it tore up, it gets torn up. That's all I'm saying. But yes, he says call the police. Yes, Miss Franzella.
I've seen people double park those that have the electric cars and they'll be charging their cars overnight and they're double parked because they have to bring the cord, I guess, out from their house to their car and they're double parked. But this one person, I know that truck, it hasn't moved in a couple months, so she's double parked next to this truck that doesn't move anyway, but she's still double parked. And she's charging her vehicle.
Interesting. Almost would like to get chargers in the neighborhood, but that's another fight for another day on another dog. I saw last night somebody parked on the grass charging their vehicle. I move, y'all. I swear I move. Um, but yeah, that's a 911. Let's
Yeah.
call 911 on that. Um, I don't know what we're doing out here, but just move. Just get you a rancher or
Now,
a
the
little king
parking on
cart.
the grass, if it's in a yard, it's kind of code enforcement. But if they're double parked in the street, then yeah, hold on one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. There we go. Um, know that there have been places looking for places to put EV stations, um, to charge electric vehicles. We don't have space for anything. I think some people just have their own. In the future, if that becomes something that's available to us, I'll look into it. But um, I don't have a car that needs charging, so I don't care. So no, we'll look into it. We already have people who are setting up vehicles to where they're working on them and in the schoolyard, which was it was funny to me. Speaking of the schoolyard, I did put that in the most recent version of the newsletter. Um, the parking lot of the school at night is lit. There's all kinds of stuff going on there. There was somebody
After
working on vehicles, working on cars out there. Um, a couple of nights ago, it was some people who had barbecue grills. I yes, barbecue grill, and I come on through. We just kept going. I don't think we'll want that party there. But yeah, you see people coming from Edmondson Heights to the school. You see them coming from other places too, but they were coming out like roaches. And I went, I'm just gonna mind my business because it's just me and this dog. We both have tight jaws, but not enough to bite everybody. So,
Quick, a quick
and but
question.
yes,
Don't they
ma'am.
have cameras at the school? I know
That's what
they
they
were
said.
around the playground after that shooting that was up there.
They
But
said they have it everywhere.
are they facing the parking lot? The cameras facing the
Actually,
parking
yes.
lot. Okay.
Actually, yes. Um, yes, because I wave at it when I pass there. Um, yes. And let me tell you, there's wine and booze bottles and stuff, and then sometimes they break the bottles, and it's just, yeah, they do not treat us nice at that school ground. Like I said, people do come from the neighborhood to go over there. I understand the noise part, um, but I've seen like gatherings that happen organically there, and people just I think it's like young people, and no, not just young people, pull their cars up. I've seen tailgating, people pull out card tables. I have seen it, and like I said, I keep on walking and I mind my business until I get to a meeting where I can say something. Um, and I mean, I applaud them for using the space. I applaud them, but we just want them to clean up afterwards. And we have wine bottles all through the neighborhood on people's grass and stuff, which is just we'll change it to Booze Town. Um, Anybody got anything else? It's the last you get me until you see me next time, or you got to see me in public because I'm not coming back here till September.
I'm
Survey,
still
we are
trying to know
sending a
how to
survey
work
out.
this. I'm still trying to
What you
learn how to
trying to
work.
figure out? Your mute button?
No,
You're
not
off
that
mute,
part.
just so you know.
Okay, I'm off mute now. I just was listening. I'm new to this, and this is,
Yes.
new to me. And excuse me, some of the issues, even when it comes to trash day, um, dumpster day or whatever, to keep these folks from, do they, we can actually tape off the dumpsters over there, to say that, you know, this extra dumpsters is not in use. All right, get the crime tape or whatever you may get, and just extra dumpsters off of that. So this
That's
way,
true.
that it will keep it there. And from my understanding, I have very little that I have taken up to there. And right now, I really don't, because I've really been trying to get rid of stuff prior to that. But from my understanding, the way dumpster day was, you have folks out there, and then when the people come to bring their things, it's 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 looked at as, no, it's not permitted. And then prior to that, I know you sent out a list of the things that can have and cannot have. So they are like in violation when they bring in something that they shouldn't have, or which was already previously posted that they should not have that. Okay.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
we send it right back home with
Right,
you.
exactly. So as far as, you got folks, and then to keep other folks from coming in, if I'm not mistaken, you have to
That's a good idea, Angie.
show identification that you live in that neighborhood. You should, because you're gonna start having people, if they tell someone else, they're gonna start, just like when you go to a swimming pool, you got to show ID that you belong to that community.
Well,
So
we
if
do check,
anything
But you know
we do
what?
take, the address. So we're asked when they're coming up, what the address is, so that way we can check individuals off, because it is a count that we want. We want to know how many people came through and how many are actually a part of our community. The only ones that we knew that weren't from our community was the community that was behind where the school
Stella.
is. And
Okay.
then they were allowed to use it because they were reestablishing their community association. So they were the only ones that were allowed to use it on any other day. But everyone else that comes through, we do take their address down and just check it off, just to make sure, that we are getting it. But we don't always, and some people, just because the way that it was done prior, they will have their license out when they pull up to us anyway. So we're not scanning any license, but we do note it and take it down.
Well, you also, I don't know how much money that would cost if, in fact, each home has the community ID. Okay. So, just like when there's folks on property, they shouldn't be, like at the schools or whatever. These young kids, well, I know the neighborhood that I came from once before was Dickey Hill. And if these kids or whatever, or nobody had their Dickey Hill ID on them, they were dealt with the police. Okay. Now, how often do the police patrol the school grounds? Because at one time they used to have a car there, but now the way things are is pretty much, and the crime rate is so high now. But as far as the school is concerned, all that extra activity, to me, that thing should be done with the school and with the police department, because that's their job, to make
Yeah,
sure that
I think,
that area stays clear. Because
yeah,
if they have somewhere where they can come together to show off their cars or whatever,
they're gonna do that.
or blow their weed or whatever they may do, they're gonna do that. And like I said, I'm pretty, new at this, but I'm trying to figure out how to cut back some of because you guys, when you out there for dumpster day, you should not be going through the things that you were explaining. I forgot, what's your name? I forgot.
It's Angela.
Angela, you should not be going to those things at all. Because
We've had a
either you are,
streaker, we've had all sorts of
Yeah,
stuff.
we
I
had
know, either you in
it's been
compliance.
some really inappropriate things coming through dumpster day, and you will not believe,
Right,
because
but the thing
one
is,
of them, I
before
had to
they,
make sure the other ladies are there, so I won't be by myself, because it was extremely offensive.
well, you
So
should never be by yourself. Based on that, you should never be by yourself. And I know we have some men in the community somewhere, right? So
no,
you should
we
have,
do,
but
but
some of these, but even to the folks that, I don't know how many do listen, some folks that have some male children just there for not for them to get involved, but just to show the picture. There are
But
male figures in there, and they want, but see, you're just a little innocent little woman, they gonna try you every time. Technically, I'm from the Division of Correction. I've been there for 41 and a half years, and I finished. So I've seen, I used to be an officer for 10 years, and then I was a case manager for the rest. So I've seen every which way, and each way people will try you, and each way something will be done. So, but the thing is, you should not have to be going on for that, because if that's the case, and it's a great event to have, but if my people are being somewhat indirectly assaulted, this event won't occur no more. Then you will have to go where there is another location. And they'll be welcome for you to go there. But other than that, I was just adding on and other law with the solar person. I personally, if they want to bring crabs, we are Marylanders. You're gonna have, and then another thing, that's just my opinion. Um, if there's a problem with parking along but we still got to be in compliance with the school. We got to get in good graces with the school, because the way it looks, we've fallen out of graces with them. And to have something, to have the flea market and everything at the school, to me is very good, because you have somewhere for somebody to park. And then also you have vehicles that are coming up and down, up and down. And like me, I'm a flea market person, but now no more, because I became a hoarder, so I got to stop. But after that, like I said, you can see, and they will stop their cars and, get these things or whatever. So you will have, and then on the second floor, that's my person, the solar guy. Okay. And if they want to bring,
Okay.
if they want to bring music, this and that, that will draw the people. That would definitely draw the people. But it seems like to me, and those folks who have electric cars, double parking is illegal, period. Regardless, it's illegal. Now, the only time I could excuse double parking, if you don't have a spot and you're trying to bring in your groceries or something, like some old lady like me, if I have to park all the way up the street and try to drag my stuff down to put it in my house, that's the only reason. But you do have cars that I have seen have double parked all night long. But that's on the police. When the police come by patrol, they can ticket. They can take it. So it shouldn't be one of you guys calling in somebody for double parking. That should be picked up by the officer. If they see that car is still sitting there over X amount of hours, you got a ticket. I don't know, how much is the ticket now? Because I know if you park in the back, they'll cite you for $50. Because I got caught one time, and my car was a small car, and it was close where a dump truck could get through. It's just that I just refused. I couldn't get back outside to move it around front, but I had refused to walk back. It was late, and I didn't want to walk back 2-3 blocks back up to my house. So I didn't get to move it. But I know that ticket was $50. And
this is Officer Makowicki. For a parking ticket like that, it would fall under other, so it'd be right at 60.
It's 60 now? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, but other than that, like I said, I'm listening to you guys, and like I said, you should not have to go through all these disgruntled people. A list is put out for what you can and cannot bring, but you need some male people posted on Dumpster Day. That's what it looks like to me.
Actually agree.
Yeah.
I actually agree.
Good idea.
The male presence is getting fewer and far between. And I think I will start to hit a couple people up, because we have men who just come and just stand there and talk to us.
They do.
And just talk to us. And it would be nice to we have a couple people, we help people, pull things out of their car and put it in the dumpster. And yeah, it would be nice to have some men to help us do that too. We have Mike, thank you, Mike. And Mike just shows up, which is funny. So I agree. I think we're gonna start kind of asking people to do that for us. As far as, no, No, that was the one thing that was on my mind. That's a I think we
So
will
I
do
think
that.
what we're going to do was a good suggestion that she gave is
The
to
tape.
put cones, to put the cones in front of where you can, because you can only drive down to that opening. So if it's or we can put one of our signs there along with the cones directing them to where we are, because we literally have to the cone off because it's one way in, circle around, and one way out,
Mhm.
because we had a couple individual that like to do a loop round in the driveway, and it causes a hazard. We don't want anyone to get injured trying to get in and out of the school parking lot. So we will put a cone on the opposite side where that dumpster is, so that will deter anyone driving
Mm-hmm.
down. Now, and now
Mhm.
anything up with the that's by the school dumpster, I guess I can work more with the principal to see, because I also suggested that they put something around it so it can be locked, like it can be controlled by when they come in, when they leave in the evening, that it'll be unlocked, or put something around it so it would prevent individuals from coming over, because it's literally just sitting out in the open. So that's why people feel
Mhm.
that they can literally just walk up and use it without without any recourse. So those
Okay.
suggestions will take under advisement, and put cones over there so that way they won't do it. And we do have one male that's on our board. So I think he'll be there on the 7th. So
Mhm.
with that, yeah, Officer Vince Clark or Mackowski. I hope I said that right.
Make a
Um,
wiki. You got to say it fast.
Yeah.
okay, I I know you guys cannot chase down the dirt bikes, but they are using Granville as a speed race um, during the evening hours. And I know that I've called several times, and I think I had to call back. I literally had to call back one time because it was over the weekend. On one Sunday evening, they was just up and down, and almost running into people's cars. And I actually told them, I was like, listen, ma'am, you have a police officer be at the front, at the top, in the middle, so you guys can catch them, because they
Mhm.
would, soon as they would see, I guess the police would come through, ride through, and then they took my advisement. You saw a toot, and you saw another one, and then they got them, and then all I heard was silence, and I was grateful for that. But I know you guys can't chase them down, but I would suggest more than, I know you guys are extremely busy, and we thank you for your service, but that is a nuisance,
The
to have that noise, up and down the street.
Because it's illegal.
I'm not sure if Officer Clark's still on. So it is
Okay,
hard. Dirt bikes are so hard.
Mm.
The one option we have is that sometimes like we can get air up. If air's up, they can just follow them around till they run out of gas. So
Mhm.
oh, okay,
so
okay,
don't think, I'm sorry, my dogs are playing. So don't think that we can't do anything. It's just we can't chase them because of, heaven forbid
okay,
somebody wrecks. So there are options, so like please call, please let us know where they're at.
Mhm.
But that's probably our best thing is air. And if you actually know where they're coming from, like if you know who owns the dirt bikes, we can go out to the house and like start following up that way. But I know
okay, yeah,
sometimes you just don't know. And that's, we don't want anyone like, you know, spying and getting themselves in trouble. We don't
right,
want
Mhm.
anyone putting themselves in danger. But yeah,
Right.
so
okay,
that's a couple of options we have, but you're
Mhm.
absolutely right. We cannot chase them.
Mhm.
okay.
okay, thank you
And
for
we
that.
cannot get slingshots and aim them at them so you can try to hit them when they
No,
come
we
by. You
can't
just
put
cannot
barbed
do that.
wire and things out in the street to prevent them from
I,
riding around.
Fishing
Yeah.
line and stuff.
I
You can't do that.
mean, I can't tell you to do that if it's not there when we show up. But yeah,
Uh,
it's hard. You guys are not the
yeah.
only community that deals with it, but it is very difficult to deal with like dirt bikes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And
And they know they're not supposed
like
to be
I
on the
said,
street.
basically, like she instructed, the officer instructed, you just contact them because it's not even good for you to go out there and look and go back and forth, because the worst thing these young people hate is a snitch. Okay, so so the best thing
Officer
is,
Mackawicki, who was the officer of the year? Did I get that right?
Yes, you did get that right. And I'm going to
Okay.
be honest with you, I don't know. I didn't attend that meeting. I was actually camping with my family, and I think
Okay.
it was mentioned, but I do not remember. I'm sorry.
It's not a problem. Not a problem. We don't know him anyway. We don't know him. We just know y'all. So we don't know him.
I want to say they said it was the same person as last year, but again, I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
Mhm,
Yeah, Miss Michelle, we have our relationship. These are our police officers here,
mhm,
and have a beautiful relationship with them.
mhm.
Um, I smiled, but we do. They take care of us and things that and our crime rate. I'm always really proud to say that the crime rate in our community is not what people would expect by it being such a cluster of people. We do really well. We have our glitches and things here and there, and people gonna people. So,
Right.
but other than that, I'm really, it's not a bad neighborhood, and I'm glad to see that people are moving in. But I don't want them to come and look for a house and, oh, there's a Jim Beam mini bottle on the ground. There's a
Yeah.
Jack Daniels big, just those things. I think people think when we say, hey, can we kind of just pick up a little something, it's not, it's for the overall community. And the more people, when people move into our community, they're paying more for houses than we paid when we
Mhm,
got here. So that means when we get ready to sell our houses, we're going to get more for it. So that's our property value. I got to get on the code violations, property value. Us investing with the school, property value. Um, we've got some pretty decent kids in this
yeah.
neighborhood. I can't even it's been some cool kids in this neighborhood. You got some rats, but I mean
Sure.
just you just got kids but we've got some I've had experience with some good kids in this neighborhood. And anytime we can do something to kind of for them like to do that. So we contribute to the book fair. We have our ways we contribute to them just to keep
Mhm,
that relationship. But we definitely, when we do an event there, we'll clean up the parking lot and just kind of as we're shutting down, I'll go and just start picking stuff up because
mhm,
it's in our neighborhood, even though But yeah, things are so far and overall things are good in Edmondson Heights. I hope you all think the same way. Like I said, we all have those. As I said, for the most part, we have good days. It's just every now and then a little shit falls on them. So
yeah.
we overall we have a good neighborhood, but we also got some boo boo. Um, and
Yeah.
we work on it.
Yeah. Like I
Check
said,
We work.
I've
850.
lived here. Oh, I'm sorry. I,
No, we
I
yeah, we're working on it.
yeah. I lived here since 1996. So I've seen the neighborhood change, and it was way hotter back then. Okay, especially with Harwell and certain. But these folks have moved out, and the folks and the kids that we got now is not like, and you don't have too much is folks like hanging on the corners and things like that. But it has changed
Hmm.
because our community was getting really hot. Because
Okay.
I've seen the reports and I've seen how, but like I said, I still, and I'm one of folks just like you, if I see trash and stuff around, and I've seen other folks, if they see trash and stuff around their house, they will pick it up. Um, just like a lot of trash is not mine's in the alley, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still you know, pick it up. And then I
Yeah.
noticed that, and let me tell you, people do notice certain things because I always hate, I love it that actually we wouldn't shouldn't blast it that we got 2 trash days, okay? Because a lot of communities don't, especially in
Yeah.
the city. In the city. And the thing is that like I said, when I've seen people, only thing I used to tell, man, if it's raining Kessendorf, please put my lid back down. You know, so but that's something small. But I've seen folks in our community how nice are. They have actually gone by and went flute, 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 and closed the lids. I've seen
Yeah.
a couple kids do that. Just close the lids. So you're right.
Yeah.
We do have, um, it's nowhere near like it was um, back in those times. And then, like I said, there's a lot of folks who have moved out or died out that used to be really, really in the community, really
Hmm.
like walk there and this and that. And you have somebody that was part of the community that they respected. Um, if they see violations, they could sit there and tell you. And like I said, back in the day when dumpster day, you had a crew out there, not just 1 or 2 people. That's a no. People, when they want to get rid of stuff, they could care less, to be honest with you. Um,
There's definitely the one thing that people will show up for is dumpster day.
right.
And I can't even be mad.
And you
So,
can't do
um,
anything about parking because this is public parking. It's just that
yes,
the other folks are considerate. Like I have neighbors down that will actually leave me a spot in front of my house, and then I will do the same thing. So actually,
that's my
that's
understanding what Granville was doing,
hmm
was doing.
yeah. So like I said,
Granville seemed to have a
Was
code of
doing.
honor.
yeah, a
Yeah, we
cobra.
had a code of we actually had a code of honor on the street, but it's far and few between where people aren't really considerate about their other neighbors. So
Hmm.
and we understand that it's public parking and everyone wants to park in front of their door, but it may not work out like that. But we still have to be
Right.
considerate
Yeah.
about individuals that are coming in their working schedule day where they don't want to actually walk from the block down to get to the
Hmm.
house, especially if it's at night and they are female. So
Yeah.
Yes.
But it would be nice if we could get a signs instead of being handicapped. You know, that you can have something registered for in front of your house, but that's something to come in the making. That's something you would talk to the governor.
Yeah, and that's something that would be like a private community.
Hmm.
I did get a little bit of a lesson on private communities, and we're just a covenant controlled community.
Right.
Um, yeah. So, um, if anybody has anything else, you all know how to
Hmm.
reach me.
Okay.
Um, um, yeah, you all know how to reach me. I want to wish everyone a safe summer with air conditioning and all the hot dogs you can grill. And I hope the right person makes the potato salad at your next cookout. That's what I hope for everyone. That is my wish. I'm even pray on it a little bit, because I have a taste for some myself. But our next meeting, just so you know, is September the 2nd, Tuesday. After that, we're the first Tuesday of every month. We take August, July and August off.
Hmm.
Um, just for the meetings, but we're on for everything else. I want to thank all of you for showing up. I definitely want to thank Officer Brenda Benz Clark and Officer Christy McAwickie for joining us and hanging out with us tonight. We had retired Sergeant Sean Green on here, but we're not gonna say his name because he didn't hang around, which is fine. I understand. But no shout outs for him. But happy summer, everybody. I
Yes.
hope to see you. I'm usually out at night with the vampires. But I hope to see you guys around, and I hope to see you back here safely in September. but let's not rush September to get here. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you to the people who are going to rewatch on YouTube, and anybody you feel like you got here a little bit late, I'll be working to post the link to this meeting on YouTube tonight. So we should have it by morning. Tell a friend, Telegram. And to that, I will say good night, everybody. Happy
Good
summer.
night.
Good night.
Good night.